Now to a story you'll see only on 3. Violent online predators gaining power and targeting teenagers.
Yeah, they are manipulating and extorting victims around the country and right here in Connecticut. Your reporter Dylan Fearon spoke exclusively with the FBI and Vernon police. He has more on what parents need to know tonight. Dylan.
Well, there was a case here in Vernon 2 years ago, Mark and Aaron, but these online predator groups continue to gain power over the years. They only care about controlling our teenagers. But how do they get that control and why? We asked the FBI.
It's a very horrendous intersection of domestic terrorism and crimes against children.
P.J. O'Brien is the FBI special agent in charge in New Haven, 21 years in the Bureau. He's breaking down how violent and extreme online networks target and exploit our children. He says they're sadistic, getting pleasure out of pain, and nihilistic, believing life is worthless. O'Brien says there are tens of thousands of members around the country in this nasty ecosystem.
They're specifically going after, victims with weaknesses and then looking to exploit that weakness.
There are several of these evil groups, including one called 764. Members befriend vulnerable teens on gaming or social media apps. Once they've gained trust, they convince the teen to do something the group could use to exploit them.
Taking a sexually explicit photograph or a video that includes some sort of sexually explicit activity. And then once they have that, they use that as leverage to exploit the victim to do more and more activities.
Including committing crimes. In Vernon, a 17-year-old girl was arrested for calling in several bomb threats at schools and other buildings back in 2023. She was charged, but police investigated and found she was a victim of child exploitation. Victims are also pressured to harm themselves, even commit suicide. If not, the sexually explicit pictures are released.
That there has been absolutely individuals that have committed suicide based on encouragement from actors in this group.
Vernon detective Thomas Van Tassel says although 764 has received the most attention lately, there are several online groups with similar ideologies to torment, cause chaos, and turn victims into fellow group members.
They infiltrate, they victimize someone, and then they encourage that individual, to extort others, to victimize others. Kind of takes the pressure, takes the heat off of them, and allows them to establish their own status within these groups.
The FBI is on top of it, saying there's been a 500% increase in arrests in the last year, but admit perps can be tough to catch due to encrypted messaging between suspect and victim.
What we see in Connecticut is consistent with what we see across the nation.
So it's happening. And the FBI says a lot of this happens on Discord and Telegram. These criminals targeting teens who are playing games like Call of Duty, Minecraft, and Roblox. Mark and Aaron, police say this has been going on for about 4 or 5 years now, but is only getting worse. I'm your reporter live in Vernon tonight, Dylan Fearon, Channel 3.